Hello and welcome to Sketch Together. On this session, we're going to learn how to add sounds to your prototypes. And we're going to use Flinto to do this. On the latest version of Flinto, they added the ability to add sounds to any gesture or any interaction that you put. So we're going to learn this by creating a drum pad, something that looks something like this. And we're going to be able to do this. Let me turn up the volume. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So the first thing that I did was create the design on Sketch. So I used really basic shapes, just like rectangles, squares. And then I aligned them in a grid of 3x3. And then I added some colors, and then I added some gradients, as you can see. And I put some icons in the middle, just representing the sound of each drum pad. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, cool. So now I'm finished with my design here on Sketch. As you can see, I added a status bar and I removed all the gradients. I thought they were cheesy, so no more gradients. And I just fixed some of the colors. And I think I'm ready to send this to Flinto. So I go ahead and go to the plugins and I go to send to Flinto. If you don't have the plugin for Flinto or you don't have the app, go to Flinto, just search for Flinto for Mac and you'll be able to download the plugin for Sketch and also the app. And they have a 15-day trial, which is pretty cool. So send to Flinto. And then here will automatically tell me about the scale, the device size. It automatically knew that I was working on an iPhone. So yes, I want to send it, and automatically opens Flinto for me. And here on Flinto, it looks pretty similar to a Sketch. I have all the different groups that I created, and also have the status bar here, the header. And so I'm ready to edit. So the first thing that I want to do, just for testing, I want to add a gesture to these guys. So to the keys. So I'm going to add a gesture to this key. It's a tap, and just for testing, I'm going to put the target at the same the same screen. So I'm going to select drum pad just as a test. We're going to change the target later, and I'm going to add a sound. And I already have sounds. You can download them here. Go to the description and you'll see a link to this project and also the folder with the sounds. So I'm going to select keys one, and I'm going to do the same with this one. Tap, the target is the same one, and I'm going to select keys two. Oh, sorry, yeah, I didn't explain. So sorry, tap. This is one of the new features on Flinto, which is pretty cool. Which let me select the drum pad and then transition. Sorry, no transition for now. And then here you'll see a new icon that is add sound. So yeah, that's pretty much what it does. It just adds a sound to your app. So I'm going to select keys 3. Yeah, so let's go ahead and test it. So I preview it, and let me make this a little bit bigger. Hopefully you can hear it on the microphone. Yeah, so as you can see, now I can activate sounds. Obviously right here, this is a drum pad, so these kind of sounds are what makes sense because it's it makes like musical instrument sounds. But you can see how this can be pretty useful when you're adding auditory feedback to your interfaces. So yeah, like a button when you send a message, or when an action was complete and you want to give feedback that everything is good, or the opposite when a mistake or an error happened. So you can use audio for that. So it will make your prototypes way more realistic and way cooler too. So cool, I have that. Now let's go ahead and I'm going to add gestures and sounds to each of the drum pads. So again, this one, and I'm going to select this one as I put synth. I'm going to use this one, gesture tap, and the target the same one again. Transition is going to be, sorry, no transition for now. And it's going to be symbol. Where's the symbol? Oh, I put right. Okay, well, yeah, right. Let's say that is right. Boom. And now let's preview it. And let's make this a little bit bigger. And there you go. Okay, obviously this is going to be a little bit faster with your fingers. Here with the mouse, I'm not that fast. But you can see all the different sounds are working. It's kind of annoying. And it's pretty cool. So you could probably end it there and have some fun with your drum pad, but you can also add some animations to it, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to create one screen to show you how I'm doing this. And I'm going to duplicate this and automatically duplicate, and just pressing Command D. And I'm going to add an animation for the drum kit. So now I'm going to the target, instead of going to the same screen, I'm going to say that it goes here, and I'm going to call this kick. There you go, kick. And so I'm going to change this target to kick. So target, kick, there you go. And I'm going to create a new transition. So new transition, and here, the first thing that I want to do is put the artboard in the middle. That way nothing changes. And the first thing that I want to do is to start connecting layers. Kick, and this kick, connect layers. And then over here, one clap, connect layers. One snare and one snare, connect layers. And this is probably pretty tedious for you, but once you do this, we can reuse this animation over and over, and you don't have to do this again. So you have to do it once only. So just like that, connect layers, connect the layers. And the header you can connect it to, it's not necessary, but there you go, it's connected. So now nothing happens, right? There's no animation. Where here, all you did was connecting the layers. And so I'm going to put this, I'm going to name this transition as drum press. There you go. You can name it anything that you want. So I'm going to save it. Right now, there's no animation. If you preview it, there's nothing going on. And that's because there's nothing going on. These screens are the same. So save and exit. So what I'm going to do, and I'm here on the kick screen, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. That way it feels like it's pressed. So just a little bit smaller. It's around 280 pixels. So I can just put the lock there, 280 pixels. That feels all right. Let's preview it. So let's make this a little bit bigger again. Okay. And well, that kind of sucks. It just stays there. So what we can do is, first of all, let's edit that transition. So let's edit that transition. So instead of let's keep that spring, and let's use this one, and let's add a little bit of damping. And then the duration is going to be, instead of 350, let's test 50 milliseconds. So let's test it. And it should be quick. So let's test it, 50 milliseconds, enter. And it feels really quick. And sometimes you have to test this until it feels right. So it all depends on how it feels. So go ahead and test it. I'm going to save it. And yeah, and one thing that I want to do now is I want this not to stay there. I want it to go back here. So I'm going to add a timed length. So on this artboard, I'm going to add a timer length. And this one is going to last 50 seconds too. And it's going to go to the drum pad. And the transition, I'm going to create a new transition. And this new transition, I'm going to do the same. Over here, boom, connected. And you know what? I think I can use the same transition but reverse. Hold on, no, hold on. I can probably use the same transition. Yeah, let's test it out. But let's see if reverse transition. Oh God, it will be awesome. Oh yeah, in timeout, there's zero milliseconds. You don't want any delay. So let's preview it. Let's see if it works. Oh crap, yeah. So yeah, you can just use the same transition but reversed. Oh man, I'm just learning this actually. There you go. So now it feels like a response to your finger, not just with sound, but also like you're pressing it, right? So now you can imagine we're now going to do the same for for each one of these. So let's go ahead, and this one I'm going to bring it back to, instead of 184, it should be 218. So let's go ahead and 218, press enter, and then I'm going to align it. There you go. So now that this is aligned, I'm going to say that this is clap. And I'm going to be duplicating all of these. It's kind of tedious, but again, it's really rewarding. So I'm going to duplicate all of these artboards all the way to the top. Now, you know what? Only these two, and then this one over here. And I'm keeping it this way. That way I can my layout on my design, it's the same as the drum pad. So I'm going to put the drum pad actually over here, and this one should be over here is the synth. So this artboard is synth. This artboard should be a cymbal, and this artboard should be this little guy, which is the hat. And again, this is only for me to keep everything organized. You can arrange them as you want, but this way it makes sense, right? Each one of these is going to represent an animation of the drum pad, so that's why there are 9 artboards, and I'm lining them and putting them together just as a drum pad. So over here, this little guy should be keys 1. This one should be keys 2. This one should be keys 3. And boom. So as you can see, all of them already have the timer link that goes back to the first one, and it's a reverse transition. All I have to do now is create the links, change this guy. Well, not only that, there's a little bit more. So the first thing that I want to do actually is change from here all the way here. So let's go ahead and do that. So target, instead of drum pad, this should be keys 1. This, and hold on, I'm going to change the transitions on all of these. All these, the transitions is going to be drum press, done. And now this one should be, instead of drum pad, it should be keys 2. This should be keys 3. Okay, so all the way here. This one should be synth. This one should be cymbal. This one should be hat. Let me zoom in so you know what the hell's going on. This one should be clap, and this one should be snare. And where's the snare? There you go. There you go. So now we have all of our artboards connected. Now what we need to do is add the animations, the transitions. So this one should be 218. Sorry, 184. 184. Oh crap! It needs to be locked. So let's actually go ahead and select all of these layers, and let's press the lock. That should work, I think. Yeah, that worked. So now I don't have to press the lock again. So there you go. This should be 184. I align it in the center. This one should be 184. So I can actually go ahead and select multiples. So this one should be this, this, this. This will make it a little bit faster. So it should be this and this. And now I'm going to make all of them 184. And I'm going to align them. There you go. So all of them should be aligned. Yep, that was easy. That was cool. And if you want to get a little bit crazier, you can change the opacity of them. So instead of 100%, it goes back all the way to 90%. Just 10% opacity, so it fades away a little bit. And let's do the same with this guy and this guy. 90% opacity. And okay, let's test it out. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it works. Oh man, how cool does that look? That's freaking awesome, right? So yeah, that's as easy as it gets. Okay, so now I'm ready to view this on my phone. And to do this, I can go ahead here on the viewer and I can select my phone. If you have it connected on your via USB, you can go ahead and do it. And the first thing that you want to do before that is probably get the Flinto app. Once you open the Flinto app, you install and open the Flinto app, you will be able to see the your phone from here. Okay, so I have the prototype. It's loaded on Flinto and I can start testing it. So let's go ahead and do that.